Welcome back to History Unveiled. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan. In our previous episodes, we explored the rise of American Zionist lobbying and the complexities surrounding dissenting voices. Today, we're focusing on a pivotal period from 1948 to 1953, examining the role of the Trade Union Congress, or TUC, in shaping British support for Israel.
After Israel's establishment in 1948, the TUC's policies were largely aligned with pro-Israel interests. The task of recruiting the TUC to Israel's side fell to the Histadrut, Israel's own trade union federation. How do you think this partnership influenced British labor politics?
It was a strategic alliance. The Histadrut's emissaries, particularly Schneier Levenberg, expanded their efforts beyond just labor rights to influence political decisions in favor of Israel. This raises an important question. Should trade unions engage in political advocacy that extends beyond workers' rights?
That's a great point. Levenberg's approach included organizing visits to Israel for TUC members, which helped foster personal connections. One delegation member, Sam Watson, noted, "I came as a friend, but somewhat ignorant, and left as a friend, much better informed." How do personal experiences shape political opinions?
While the TUC was busy building ties with Israel, what about the fate of the Palestinians? The Palestinian workforce was increasingly exploited in the construction of the new state. Was there any concern from the TUC regarding their well-being?
Interestingly, it seems there was little concern. The Foreign Office expressed more worry about the Palestinian working class than the TUC did. Ernest Bevin, the Foreign Secretary at the time, focused more on the loyalty of Palestinian citizens to the Jewish state rather than their rights. How does this reflect the broader attitudes towards marginalized communities in political discourse?
It shows a troubling tendency to prioritize political alliances over human rights. The massacre in Kfar Qasim, where 43 villagers were killed due to a curfew they weren't even informed about, underscores the dire situation. How can we ensure that such historical injustices are acknowledged in today's discussions?
The TUC's connection with international trade unions played a significant role in preventing resolutions that endorsed the right of return for Palestinian refugees. This was part of a broader strategy to create an anti-Arab coalition. What does this tell us about the power dynamics within international labor movements?
It highlights how political interests can sometimes overshadow humanitarian concerns within labor movements. The establishment of a labor attaché position at the Israeli embassy in London marked a significant shift in how Israel approached international labor relations. How does this reflect the intertwining of labor rights and international politics?
From 1951 to 1955, the conservative government's ambivalence towards Israel created a challenging environment for the pro-Israel lobby. In 1955, Britain pressured Israel to make concessions to Egypt's Gamal Abdel Nasser. How did this pressure impact Israeli perceptions of Britain?
It likely fostered resentment and distrust as Israel sought security and recognition. The lobby found a more reliable ally in the Labour Party during this period. What does this say about the importance of stable political alliances in international relations?
Absolutely. The shifting political landscape illustrates the fragility of alliances based on fluctuating interests. As the Eden government later allied with Israel against Nasser, how can we understand these rapid changes in policy?
The TUC and Labour Party were seen as more natural allies for the pro-Israel lobby during the Conservatives' time in power. This relationship would have lasting implications. How do you think the historical ties between labor movements and political parties shape current labor policies?
It sets a precedent for how labor movements can influence foreign policy. The TUC's actions during this period are a reminder of the potential for labor organizations to engage in broader political advocacy. How can modern labor movements learn from these historical examples?
Today, we've examined the TUC's involvement in advocating for Israel and the implications for Palestinian rights during the early years of the state. The interplay between labor politics and international relations raises critical questions about advocacy and responsibility. What can we take away from this history to inform our political engagement today?
It's essential to recognize that history informs our present. As we reflect on these dynamics, how can we ensure that diverse voices, especially those of marginalized communities, are included in contemporary discussions surrounding Israel and Palestine?